And good morning, yet again, or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this. Okay, next section. Okay, areas, and a little twist on areas. Okay, we're dealing with circles. Okay, most of you remember the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared, or pi r squared. Okay, which reminds me of a story that my dad once told me. Young man from the farm went to college. Okay, and he came back for Christmas vacation, and his father, a poor farmer, said, "Son, I'm paying a lot of money for you to go to school. Say something smart." The son looked, he goes, "Pi r squared." Farmer hauls off and smacks him. He says, "Boy, pi r round, cornbread r square." So we move on. The resources today are pages 10 to 14, okay, in the notes. And it's section 3 PowerPoint. Two formulas, okay, and one comes from the other. Pi r squared is the area of a circle. Remember, you're dealing with the radius. Always check to make sure if you are given the diameter, you cut it in half to use the radius. Okay, unlike circumference, they don't work as well together. Okay, now, if you remember back to when we talked about circumference and we talked about a section or an arc length, we're going to do just about the same thing with the area. Okay, this is called the area of a sector. We can look at it as a piece of pie, preferably pizza pie. So, what we're going to do once again is take a fractional part of the formula. So in this case, since we're dealing with areas, this is a fraction of the entire area. So that's what we're going to do. Remember, the arc and the central angle have the same degree measure. So whichever one you're given, you've got the x that goes on top of 360. There's your fraction. That multiplies the area. And folks, I'm going to tell you right now, this is all calculators. So make sure you've got that going. Okay? Here we go. The first three we're going to deal with are just going to say, behind the light, find the area of each circle round to the nearest tenth. Okay. The first one, the radius is given to us. Okay. Okay. Area is pi times radius squared, 3.14, or whatever your calculator approximates it to, 1.5 squared. Plug in, it's approximately 7.1. That's it. Okay, here's another example of what we're looking at. This time we're given the diameter. Remember the diameter, 2 radii. So we're looking here at 12 for the radius. Okay. Okay. 3.14-ish times 12 squared is going to give us approximately 452.4. Okay? And our last one, 4.5, is given to us as the radius. We start with the area formula again. Okay, pi, the radius squared, approximately 63.6. Okay, really pretty simple calculations there. Now in this one, we have sectors. Okay, and in this we're going to say, find the area of each shaded sector round to the nearest tenth. Once again, they're not asking for an exact answer here. Okay. first things first. Our radius here is 19. The x, which we're putting above 360, is 37. Okay? There's your setup, okay? And once again, this is a plug into your calculator. Okay, so that's approximately 116.6. Now on this one, two ways to look at it. If this is 8, that means the rest of the circle is 360 minus 8, or 352. Okay? So that's how I'm going to do it. Your other option is to find this area of the unshaded and subtract it from the area of the circle. Area of the circle, 6 squared times pi, or 36 times 3.14. And then you subtract 8 over 360. Okay? I'm going to cut the steps. Okay? Okay, 352 over 360 times 3.14 times 6 squared. Approximately 110.6. Okay, and our last diagrammed problem here is this one. Okay, we're going to find that wedge. Okay, the radius is 10. The x is 128. And the pen is stuck. Okay, 10 squared is 100. That just moves that over 2 places, and then you multiply and divide. Okay, and that's what we've got. Okay, so these are the diagrammed ones. I have 3 problems over here that deal with our verbiage. Now these are going to start with, okay, you're given the area and we have to find dimensions. Okay, so our first one here, okay, the area of a circle is 3.14. That's just a period there. Find the diameter. So we're going to find the radius and multiply it by 2. Okay, area equals pi r squared. .14 divides both sides. So square root of 1 is 1. So my radius is 1. Two times 1 is the diameter, which is 2. Okay? So in this one, we found the diameter. Okay, in this one, we are going to find the diameter again. Okay, so once again, area equals pi r squared. Okay? So, we're going to divide on this. Okay, divide in, we're going to get this. Take the square root of both sides. Multiply by 2. Okay. And our final one. On this one, we're asked to find the radius. Okay. So the area of the circle is 201. Divide both sides by pi. Okay. And since it takes the 0, 1, we can just approximate down to 8 for this one. Okay? And that's what we're doing on this. Okay? Once again, this is calculator math. Okay? The numbers are all here. Just punch it in. Make sure that the answer makes sense. Okay? Once you see this, make sure that you don't get like 80 or 800 because that's not going to make sense. On these over here, okay, the last one we did, 128, that's about a third, okay, 1/3 of the circle. So if you run through your mind, okay, 10 squared is 100 times pi is going to be 314. Is 111 approximately a third of that? Yeah, that's what I mean by making sense. Okay, that's what you've got. I shall see you when I see you.